Hello all, this is a totally different thing that I'm going to try and do for my channel, and if you don't care about what I'm going to say, I have chapters set up in the script bar below, but you see, everyone who are playing these shooters and creating content in Call of Duty, Halo, Battlefield, some older titles as well, they are simply playing the game. But Escape from Tarkov has been on the rise for FPS content as of probably the last year, and it is known for being the Dark Souls of the FPS genre. This game takes dedication, time, skill, effort, and all these streamers and content creators on here are looking to give you the amazing clips and gameplay that you do see today. Just like Dr. Lupo, Dr. Disrespect, Aqua, FPS, General Sam, although their playstyles are different completely, they all have one thing in common: they are just playing the game. Now, originally with the clips that you are going to see, I was just planning on making a video showing my terrible start to the Tarkov wipe, but before coming up with this script, I had an idea pop into my head. What if I made a story-driven series within Tarkov? Now, if you're seeing this video, then that means you're getting exactly that. I am portraying a character whose life story will be explained and actions also explained, almost like you're listening to an audiobook. But whenever I do play the actual gameplay audio, I do apologize if the way that I talk in the game takes you out of the story a bit. I had the idea for a story-driven experience after I got the footage. If you enjoy the video, however, and the content, feel free to give me a like, hit that red subscribe button, and ding that bell for notifications, and without further ado, let the story begin. Ivan was dropped off via boat. Stepping onto shore, he would check his gear plus the AK he held in his hands. He was curious, nervous, skeptical. He stepped up from the shore and up the hill before appearing out in the street. It looked like a military blockade was where he was at, but it was abandoned. Boxes were opened or closed, completely looted all around, with piles of rubble around the streets. It was starting to look as if nature was trying to take over once again. Ivan became worried as he came across another street. This one was met with gunfire in the distance and a local who was running down the street towards some 3-story buildings. 101. The man greeted Ivan with a worried look. He looked dirty, starving, armed with some sort of rifle that looked like it had been through wars. The man spoke gibberish, talking about how these were dangerous areas, Russian forces and US forces going head-to-head in the area. The only way to survive was to pick a side or fight both of them. Ivan didn't know what the man was talking about before leaving him, looking in the surrounding area to gather supplies until... Gunshots. He was not taking direct fire, but after the sudden shock of the loud bangs from the rifle, he decided to go and check it out. Heading towards the direction of the gunfire, he ran into a friendly face. However, the new person did not speak, and more gunshots rang out. Very close by. Ivan felt that he needed to help out the locals, so he took his rifle and went to attack, before being surprised by a shotgun blast to the back. Miraculously, the shots were grazes. Now angered by the unknown attacker and fueled with adrenaline from the near-death experience, Ivan held onto his rifle and would go against the attacker. Unless he got killed. Ow, hey man! I got him. He was lucky to have survived, just barely though. His arms were broken, his chest and stomach covered in grazes and holes where he was hit with buckshot and regular rounds. He was lightly bleeding from his chest, but he quickly fixed that up with a bandage, knowing that it would hold him for the time being. Shaken up and in pain, yet excited that he had survived his first attack against him, Ivan began to search through the pockets of the man he had just shot and killed. Unknowingly, the friendly face that had been at his side for that fight had succumbed to a shotgun blast directly in the stomach. After Ivan finished his looting, he would give what was left to a new friendly person who came along to help. By the red truck. I'm just checking out.
Pocket watch? Damn.
I don't know if he was doing pocket watch. After searching the pockets of the dead USEC operative, he found a note in his pocket that read, "Go between the rocks." Making a wild guess, he would think that this was a way to get out alive. A way to leave the area before anyone else showed up. So he made his way left, past the bus depot he was next to earlier, and through the woods. Between the rocks. It has to be a way out of here. There's no way he would have had this note on him if it wasn't a way out, Ivan thought, as he cut through the trees, passed through a broken stone wall and across some train tracks before coming up to what he thought was the exit, before discovering the chain link fence was cut. With a sigh of relief, Ivan would make his way out and came across an old bunker. He made his way inside it and found a stash of weapons, body armor, ammo, mags, headsets, everything, even medical supplies, food and drink. By the looks of things, it seemed like the owner had left in a hurry, so he did not take a majority of the things from his stash. Ivan would search through it and perform surgery on himself and healed himself up before eating, eventually passing out from exhaustion then and there. The next morning, Ivan woke up feeling somewhat refreshed. He spent most of that morning rummaging around the new bunker he was living in and found a dusty Russian camo army uniform. He would put it on along with some of the new equipment he had found in his stash, armed with a newer and cleaner AK-74, a chest rig, and actual body armor. Ivan had ventured back to the same area he had been in before, eager to find more supplies to aid him in the upcoming future, even if he knew he didn't have one. He recognized the area he was in and passed by the train tracks once more and went up the hill to this sort of relay tower. By the looks of it, it has not had maintenance in months. Ivan didn't have much time to stay and look around, however, since more gunshots could be heard. I'd say this could be a fun thing to try in third party. He made his way down the other end, and coming down the hill, the gunshots seemed to get more violent. What the hell are people fighting over anyways? Ivan came across another checkpoint. This one was a bit more open than the one on the previous day. He would walk past it and noticed how it looked as if the place was being kept clean by someone, or at the very least, someone was trying to keep it closed. Walking past the checkpoint, he came across some wood in the ground, covered by bushes, sticks, grass. It was a secret hidden stash, and inside was body armor far better than the one he was already wearing. Duck armor. Don't need that. He would quickly swap it out, then backtracked up to the relay tower. With this new armor, Ivan felt more protected. Although it covered the same parts of the body as his previous, he was more confident with his armor on, the heavy weight giving him reassurance that it would stop whatever bullets were fired at him. He would catch a glimpse of the gas station and make his way down to it, unsure of what to make of it. With all the gunshots around, he was nervous about cutting through it, but felt as if he had no other choice but to do so. He opened the door and began to walk through, checking corners. Upon coming to the destroyed entrance, he saw how many cars and trucks were there, abandoned, destroyed. Ivan would look around sadly, knowing that a majority of these cars probably had families just wanting to get out alive. Pushing his feelings aside, Ivan ran down the street before he stopped near a bridge as he heard something coming. It was a plane? What the hell was a plane doing out here in the first place? Ivan would muster up the strength to keep moving after seeing so many flares being shot out at once. It must have been dropping something for the people of Tarkov. A humanitarian effort, maybe? Headed towards the direction of the flares, Ivan stopped as he had heard more gunshots in the distance in the opposite direction, and decided to go see if he could help. Oh. We're gonna see, because there are people here. Ivan arrived where he had heard the shots. Instead of being greeted, he would listen to the sound of someone standing up quickly as if they were afraid. Knowing that this one person may have just been through a lot, he didn't know what to do, so he stood by the blue fence and waited. It was dead quiet. Any type of movement would be easily heard, and with the fear that this other man may try to kill him if he moved anywhere, Ivan had to come to terms with the fact that he would need to put this man down whenever he got the chance. And luckily for Ivan, a small chance came. Heard something. It seemed as if the man was now starting to drink something. Hopefully the noise would be enough to mask his silent footsteps as he would carefully step backwards towards a small gap in the fence. The man began to blindly fire into the bushes, and this is when Ivan knew he had to put him down. Peeking through the gap, he lined up a shot before putting a 5.45 round straight through the man's eye. It was unfortunate that this had to happen, but this man posed a threat to Ivan. With the blind fire through the bushes, the amount of bodies around him, it would make any man uneasy. Ivan would loot him before making his way back towards where he believed the airdrop would have been. Dude, that guy, he must be pissed. Coming up on the site of his first kill, he saw a man standing near a container. Not wanting to take any chances, Ivan made it to sit in his mind that he would need to shoot anyone and kill anyone until he got out.
Хуйло, вот хуйло!
After shooting 3 men in the area, Ivan had taken a look back at the truck, noticing how there were not 3 bodies at the truck, just like there were yesterday. He would assume some people came in through the night and carried the bodies away, but there was no blood on the ground either. It was strange, but he shook this feeling and kept going forwards, past 2 more holes in the stone fences before he came across a storage area with another roadblock. This one had its lights on, however. Ivan would go to the door and try and open it, seeing it was unlocked, and he would leave, heading back towards his bunker to store the new items he had just gotten from that day, and sorted everything out before going to sleep confidently. With all the confidence in the world, Ivan woke up that next day bright and early, looking at a map that he had found from the previous owner. On the map, Ivan would label the 2 extract areas that he had left on the 2 days before and found this new area on the map called Woods. He grabbed his best armor and AK and would head out, only to arrive there midday. He stumbled upon a small military camp and began to loot for supplies, carelessly running around it. Quests later on. Not super far in, but gotta go around it because there are mines.
Item for a quest for therapist.